Tennessee.
How are you both?
Hi.
Good.
I have a friend here as well.
I'm not here. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, friend.
Hiya.
She's visiting from Ireland.
Yes.
Nice. Welcome. Welcome,
Thank you.
welcome.
Nice.
I was telling her I was gonna add her to the community.
Amazing.
And I was saying to her about the youth project in Africa. So Helen is
Hi, nice to meet you all. Good evening.
Hello,
she's
hello.
one of her best friends, and she grew up in France, but she's from Cameroon
Yes.
originally.
Nice.
So I was telling her about the youth project that's happening there in Africa, and she was quite interested.
It sounds interesting, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so I might add her to the community.
Well, I mean, even if she doesn't want to be part of the project, she's welcome in the community regardless, right? So,
Okay.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
whatever,
That's kind.
whatever what it's not just about the project, it's about recognizing that we are part of the light.
Yes.
Yes.
We are the light. We are the light.
Yes.
We are the lights. We are the
Well,
light.
put that way.
Very simple.
Sorry, guys, I'm extremely shy. She ambushed me, literally. So,
She's not
I
shy
didn't,
at all.
I didn't want to be rude, and I was not prepared for that one. Now, thank you.
So I'm just gonna be very, honest. She was dancing here a second ago because I had
You're
music
not supposed to
playing,
say that.
and then I turned off the music to join the call.
You are not
You shouldn't have turned off the
So-
music to join the call. You should have just carried on dancing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Well,
Exactly.
it's just the
Come on.
phone automatic turns off the music, but yeah. So yeah, don't pretend you're shy. That it's
thank
just
you.
not gonna work.
She's pretending. She's pretending. Completely pretending.
You see what
So I'm literally in my kitchen. So I'm just joining you while I'm cooking dinner.
Excellent.
Like spices and all the things. I just had an amazing walk in the nature with my two girls. And it's sort of winter season here in the Netherlands. So we had an amazing walk. And now I'm making soup and they're just chilling. So I'm just joining the family call and just being a family. So that's what I'm doing.
Well, we're grateful you're here. It's amazing to see all of you ladies and gentlemen here. I think it's always a pleasure to see such wisdom coming together and taking the time to celebrate. I don't what is your friend's name, Tennessee, again? I didn't hear it.
Helen.
Helen. So,
Well,
Ellen,
I cannot do
there's-
the French accent at all. Like, so.
Ellen,
but I just say Ellen. Yeah.
Ellen, you don't need to be shy. We are here. You are amongst family, so don't be shy.
This
You
is,
can-
yeah.
Okay.
I
I mean,
told her.
I'm like
Put
in the
that
middle
way.
of cooking. I'm cooking dinner and I'm
Excellent.
joining this call and I'm fine. I'm like totally in my sweat. I'm good. Everything's good. Everything's good.
We needed to hear that.
Yeah.
What?
But often I'm the one either cooking or driving or something as well. So
Excellent.
All good. It's all good.
it's all good.
All good.
And
we're very
Mo is our project manager for the event project in Brazil that we're
Okay.
doing. So,
Very good.
so she's helping us. I actually looked at the document, by the way, Mo. So I was just
You did. Oh, and what did you think then?
so I wasn't sure about how I could comment on it. So I wasn't clear about the dates, but I knew that April wasn't going to be a good time because of the Easter holidays.
Right.
So, but I was just wondering, what did you guys discuss around? What was the potential good options?
So we put some dates on at the beginning of the document. We put some dates on there. Brenda mentioned that there's a bunch of big holidays coming up, and due to the holidays,
February
it
is
wouldn't be.
Carnival, and then April is Easter. So
Yeah.
so then that is not good. But that's why as well I had suggested around the equinox, right?
Yeah.
So which is end of like 22nd March, no, 20th of March, sorry. But
she mentioned that there were some dates that were not really good to have that because it would be super busy there. So we put in a couple of dates just at the beginning of the document, and then we'll just vote on who can attend the most, you know, I mean.
Yeah, but then you have dates there in the beginning that also includes April, which is when it's not good. But then you also have different dates on the actual calendar picture that is there. So that's why I was a little bit confused and wasn't sure what was discussed. But the other thing is, if we leave it too late, it will start high season. So
Right.
then,
I need to interrupt. Hold on a second. What did Brenda say? Because I need clarity. I'm hearing you wanting to say what Brenda said, but I keep hearing interruptions. So I'd like to know what Brenda said.
Brenda said, so there's a couple of images at the top of the document, which Brenda screenshotted and put in at the top of the Google document. And those images are of the dates, the dates that she scratched out. She said, these are not good dates to come to Alto Parisio due to holidays. Yeah. So what I then did was underneath those dates, I wrote in sort of week availability based on the weeks that I don't have the kids, which is every second week. And then I scratched out the first week, which is the week that Brenda said is not good because there's too many holidays. But we didn't really go very granular into the dates. It was more just getting some advice from Brenda. Look, these dates are good, these dates are not good. I then added in dates. Shaw commented as well because he's got exams coming up. So he put a +1 next to the dates that would be good for him. So Shaw's names are next to some dates that are good for him, and my names are next to dates that are good for me. And then we included in that discussion Brenda, who then advised us about holidays and what wouldn't be good. So that's pretty much.
Okay, so that what it means is just I was reading the document and I didn't understand what it meant, you know, like because there was different dates, but now it makes sense, like that it's just it wasn't so clear, you know, like for just looking at a written document, it wasn't so clear.
Yeah, I get it.
So
I get it.
So that's what I meant. But what I was saying is like, you know, the other thing that we also have to be mindful is apart from all of this is the high season coming in and it's just becoming very expensive to go there, right? So I don't know exactly, to be honest, the dates when if it's June or July definitely is high season. I don't know if June already is. So that's why I'm suggesting like I can actually ask. I can try to find out, but maybe Brenna knows. But yeah, so I was going to ask, but we just need to know when the high season starts because then it becomes extremely expensive to go to Brazil, right? So on the high season, so that's the only thing I was trying to say, that we just also have to bear that in mind, because of the costs. I was also thinking about, I didn't send yet in the document or anything, but just putting together a list of all the general things that we need to, the high level topics, you know, we need to just cover, think about it. I don't know. But anyway, it's after.
I think what would be valuable is for you to show up on those calls. And then
I just couldn't join that call because I had
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. It would be valuable for you to show up on those calls or get curious first, because if you were on those calls, you would hear that we talked about the high level topics. We talked about a lot of the things. And so you would not be focusing on some of these fundamentals that we've been already got really clear on. So I think getting curious first and asking questions instead of providing what you think needs to be of value, or at least asking Brenda what she thinks because she lives on the ground versus your projection, having this type of actual curiosity versus coming in and projecting what you think is best for the whole group without being there is something that I personally don't appreciate. I think that that's not the way that we lead. We ask questions first, And I encourage you, because this is something that I see multiple times in the way that you choose to show up, is that you come in with bulldozer, guns blazing, without asking questions, and you're not present. You're not listening to what Mo is saying. You're not hearing what Brenda has said. You're not asking questions. You're just projecting what you think is important versus thinking of the whole group.
Well, Eric, I was just going to say something to that. Yeah. First of all,
Please.
is that I couldn't join the call, this other call, and I said to Mo I couldn't because I have my child. That's why I didn't join. Second of all, as Mo said, that everything that she's going to be discussed on the calls is going to be on the document, and those things are not in the document, and that's why I'm saying. Third thing is you ask me to add value and do whatever, right? So from a project management perspective, event management perspective, these things, if these things were talked, it's okay. If these things were talked on the call, yeah, maybe it should be on the document, but I didn't see these things on the document, and that's why. That's, just to let you know this, yeah? So I appreciate asking questions and everything else. And all I said to you is that I was giving my feedback because Mo said we should give feedback and we should give our input. She didn't say you should ask questions, right? So just to be clear, right? And then
And I'm
no,
letting you
yeah,
know,
no,
if
that's okay.
you're
But
coming in as a leader, you're coming in to ask questions. You don't come in to project your perspective. This is what leadership does.
what I
Okay?
was saying is, Mo said you read the document and then add your comments. I'm giving just some of my comments. That's all. And then she can come back to me if she was in the call and she can tell me, actually, we did speak about this. Sorry, I didn't put in the documents if it's not clear. She can always say
So,
that, right? But
so I
I
am
just
saying
don't
that.
think that how you come in talking to me like this, I don't appreciate either, because, we're here to all add to this. And what I'm giving is a feedback on the document that she
You're not
shared.
giving feedback because you're
You
not
know,
paying attention.
what am I not paying attention? All I'm saying is that, we have to be mindful around the dates just because of one thing that's super important. And that is not captured there in the document. And the
Yes,
other
and
thing,
3 or 4 times Mo has said that the person on the ground, she has said this 3 or 4 times, but you didn't hear
no,
3
she
or
just
4
said about the
times.
holidays, Eric. That's all she said.
No, you're
She
not
didn't say
listening
about the high
again.
season.
You're
She
not, you're
said about the
choosing not to
holidays.
listen.
No, it's not this. It's like, first of all, the document is not clear that those dates on top is what is good for everybody, or those people, for Mo, for whatever. And then those things is what is not good. It's not clear in the document. So you were in the call, maybe you know what it means. But whoever wasn't able to be on the call but wanted to add value to this project and read the document that is supposed to be capturing all the minutes of the meeting, and those things, if I read the minutes of the meeting and those things are not there, it's valid for me to assume that those things are not there, were not discussed. And if those things are discussed and not there, there's a feedback that you have to see, well, actually, whoever's taking the minutes, well, should have captured that. So this is something that we can improve going forward, because that's not my fault that, calls is put in a time that I have to give priority to my child. But I'm still giving time to the project, and I'm still giving my energy to the project by reading the document, which Mo shared with all of us. And she said, read and make comments. So instead of write down comments, because there is no way to do that, at least not on the phone, then I'm just saying here, and I'm sharing my
So,
opinion. But the way you coming across, even if you want to give me a feedback, and if it's a valid feedback, fair enough, I can ask more questions. It's just how you coming across. For me, this is not the right way either. So if you want to give me a lesson, an example on leadership, I would like you also, for you to see how you come across to me. So,
Yes,
right?
is it possible to take this offline? I think what is there is a discrepancy of information, and that needs, first of all, to be captured. And if you couldn't attend the call for one reason or another, at least that it is captured. When it's captured, in fidelity of what had been discussed, then everybody's on the same page. I'm just jumping in. You don't know me, and I don't know you either. But all in all, from whatever you're discussing there, I mean, there's certain topic, if you need to dwell and deep dive into it, take it offline with the person. And if it's a coaching session, that you look at it with the person individually and stick with the main topic, right? So essentially, without knowing much about it, I think there is a discrepancy of information not captured and information not shared. That's what I understand. Am I wrong saying that? Is anybody on the call? The call is ended.
Really?
No,
I don't know.
the call, the call is here.
Could you hear what I was saying?
Yes.
What do you think? What's your opinion on it? And I'm so sorry. I'm just a stranger here, and I'm just
Definitely
jumping
don't
in.
are wrong. I think you are not wrong.
Okay. So, of all the stuff you've been all chatting about, I mean, what's the takeaway from this call for all of you? Like, what do you think you should be focusing on from this call and going forward, and whatever you are striving to do there?
So one of the things, I didn't hear what you said, but one of the things that's super important to come in here is to ask questions. It's not about coming in to project what we think should happen, because if there's not enough information and whenever anybody is leading something, and Mo is putting a lot of effort and time and energy into this, and instead of appreciating, we're creating expectations. And I don't like when people are projecting their own limits onto other people, especially when somebody is devoting their time, effort, and energy into something that is really meaningful for us all. So instead of being curious, instead of focusing on curiosity, there's a focus of what's not there. Okay. And there's an opportunity here to create harmony when we are curious. If we want to focus on the masculine desire of making things happen, I can match that 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times. Okay. So I don't appreciate when somebody's being attacked from a tonality that is not here when she's in service to something. Okay. And if the other person, Tennessee, is not interested in being in service or cannot be there or can't open it on her computer because she chooses to do it on her phone, then that is her lack of human action. Okay.
That's okay. I follow you. Look, I mean, if I was to be totally blunt about it, and as a total stranger, just jumping on your call there, guys, and I was listening and I was interested to join. Of course, it's all about appreciating any effort somebody can put in. We all have lives and contexts. I think she was trying merely to justify the reason why she was not on the call, but essentially it's not about calling out someone, why couldn't you be on the call? What I get from here, and I'm totally blind to all of this, I'd say maybe the person leading the project and with all the energy she's putting, maybe she need an additional resource to have the minute speedily captured, sorry, my French there, and that whatever is discussed, that it is accurately captured for whoever. It can be Tennessee or when maybe one of you that couldn't attend the call. When you read the minutes, you are aware and you are literally more or less at the same page about what had been said. I mean, essentially also as being curious, and I like your concept, I'll be curious by linking up with the person, on a one-to-one saying, look, bring me up to speed here. I know, and I read the minutes, you're here. What else did I miss? What more can I contribute into this? And we take it from there. Essentially now you're all going back about what was not said or what is being said, the energy used to say it. And your meeting today, I'm not sure, but you didn't achieve much, right?
So whenever there is an incongruence in language or communication, there's a lot achieved, because what it does is it attunes a level of consciousness. And so it helps people understand that through communication, we actually get a lot more done. And this is a paradigm that actually changes the nature of making sure that harmony exists.
Sure.
Because if we don't focus on empowering the experience, then what we're doing is we're constantly focused on disempowering it.
Right. So let's not make it into an ego trip, or whoever is wounded, the words that are said, the way it is being said. I think essentially we can capture that on a one-to-one basis. And if this was a coaching session about the language we all use and
No,
the
no,
way
no, no, no.
we position
This is
it.
not the way that it works. We don't leave it. No, no, no. We don't leave it till some other moment or leave it into the open.
Okay, it's a live kind of
Everything is
on.
open in the area. This is the way that our family works. This is the way this community
Excellent.
works. We don't hide
Okay.
anything, or we don't limit anything, or we don't push it to some other or energy. We allow
Okay,
things to
brilliant.
come as they are, and we are transparent and honest in everything that happens, because that's how
Excellent.
everybody learns. This is not about one person. This is not
Okay.
about, this is about all of us.
Okay, fair. I understand the mission of the group then. That's fantastic.
Could I perhaps rephrase it in my own words to perhaps make it more clear? Extrapolating from what you have said thus far, I would phrase it as what is currently being discussed, me not knowing the whole scope of it, is the approach in which we help people and ourselves. And from my understanding, is it from the position of if you want to help by asking questions, you leave room to be surprised yourself and to learn and grow from that experience.
Compassionate,
that's how
inquisitive questioning, I would call it. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that makes sense.
You might have perhaps an idea of you want to lead the conversation in a certain direction, but by leaving a certain room of uncertainty of it could go another way, and in how the other person perhaps answers, like I thought I would remind you or let you, but have you thought about this? You might have your ideas of how that would work, but the other person's like, I have approached from a different angle and I look at it this way. You both people in that exchange can learn much more than if both people were like, no, I think such or so.
Yeah, absolutely. You give me half of the baton and we meet halfway. Absolute. I get it. Well, I mean, that's a great learning, and totally stranger to your call and the family thing. And I learned already live the fundamental of the group. So thank you very much.
So
Thank
what
you
would
for
you, how do you see what is the fundamental of the group?
Well, from what I gather, and we talked very shortly with Tennessee, she was explaining to me and was very enthusiastic about it, actually, as here's a group, call it a family, where you can bring a topic and you'll have this circle of, like-minded people that are already, first of all, to hear what you bring on the table, that are available and ready to help, and you can reciprocate. And I think it's about reciprocity, excuse my French. You don't come just for taking. We all useful. We all been many places. We all have invaluable experience. So listening to you now and what Tennessee, she's been highly selling the group to me. I think it's really interesting if such a group exists, where you can connect with like-minded people and discuss openly about either your desires, your passion, and certainly some hurdles you might be going through in life to seek, a different angle, a different opinion. And yeah, that's interesting. Anyway, and also the fact that you can get involved in some meaningful project. You all have a mission. You want to impact the world, leave a legacy, and by actioning some concrete, project out there, be it she told me about the project in Brazil or the upcoming one in Africa. Um, that's the kind of thing I think I would be interested to join in. Anyway, there's always so many things out there where you can join in, but I hope it's just that, a group of exchange of like-minded, smart people that would like to move the world in their own way, maybe one act at a time, one person at a time. And I think it's great. I'm distracting with the big screen and the sun and nobody behind.
I would like to pivot this into leadership because it's moving very nicely into that topic. You know, how can we be better leaders? You know, Eric mentioned leaders ask questions. So, you know, we have the Lighthouse community, and then we have these side events. So I would just like to know from everyone, how can we lead gracefully by embodying both the feminine and the masculine energies at the same time? I would just love to hear that from everyone because I'll speak for myself. I believe that to lead, my role is to make the minds and the hearts of everyone else shine. And if I do that, and if I let them shine, then I'm just facilitating. I wouldn't even use the word leader. I'm just facilitating the gifts of everyone and everyone's voices. So I'll pivot back to the question, how can we lead elegantly by embracing both masculine and feminine energies at the same time?
For me, it comes to authenticity when you say that. Being authentic.
Sorry, what did you say?
Authenticity comes to me when you say that.
Mm-hmm.
Being authentic self, not taking things too personally, being curious, as Erica said, asking questions, and listening.
I have one sentence ringing in my head, and I said it before. I will say it again. I think Eric, said that. Appreciative inquiry. That's all it is. In always leading that way, you're curious with compassion, and you don't assume, you don't presume, and there's always so much you don't know. And it's always also the way to lead your life. You meet me tonight. Don't assume I'm coming from XYZ place. You ask me, okay, certainly, graciously, appreciative questioning, like who am I, and getting a little bit curious to get to know and peel off the surfaces and let the person to reveal themselves. So that's all what it is. And exactly, there's no such thing as ego. It has to go through the window because whoever is going to work on that word, you have it all wrong already. And it's very easy, even listening to you talk there, it's very easy for everybody to be triggered because it's the word you just said to me, the tone you use, the way you said it, and the context it is being said. So, everything we say is important. It matters. It's vibration, it's energy, So maybe you didn't have a good day, I didn't have a good day either, but we're probably talking about the same thing. And somewhere during that communication, there's something that's going to be said. Excuse me? She's coming back. No, sweetie, I'm barely not talking about you here. I'm actually, you know, trying to be connected with everybody here on that call and looking at it higher level, you know, not taking it to any person in particular. So I hope you do follow me and you hear what I'm saying. I can talk a bit I can have a very soft tone sometime, and maybe I'm not audible enough. But anyway, it's a good exchange. So to your question, how can we lead or have an exchange as leaders? It starts by forgetting about you as a person, your little ego, and just focusing on what is being discussed, and then being exactly curious, compassionate, asking, peeling off the different layers, and trying to bring yourself to the same level of understanding of the matter. And once we all understand what we are in for, then we can, you know, start really brainstorming the proper ideas until we come to, let's say, the value proposition or the mission. Okay? So that's my little opinion on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody
Would
else?
anyone else like to share? Yeah, there we go.
So the biggest thing
I will
that
give it a try. Sorry, Eric.
go ahead.
What? Yes. Here is I'm in my rocket, Sigitas. I'm going home. Well, what a beautiful question. What is your name? Mo?
My name's Mo Gashni. Nice to meet you, Ronald.
Yes. What a beautiful question.
It came from my heart.
Yes. What I loved where you put it within masculine and feminine energy, not a man or a woman, no, the energy, because we have both inside. And my initial answer is how we can lead from that place is be curious, be authentic, be ourselves. And what I love in this group is when you're telling bullshit to yourself, you immediately get a mirror who says you're telling bullshit. So what remains is what's pure and authentic. And then you go that way and you learn and you learn and you learn. So leadership for me is being yourself, knowing yourself. And we all know we don't know ourselves completely. There's always blind spots. And when you have family who call you on your blind spots or on your bullshit or whatever, so you get more clearer of, and then you have a clearer vision and you can make better decisions, because leaders takes decisions and he takes first steps, and you need to be bold to do that, and you need to be informed, or you need to have the guts to do something. And yeah, I think that's what leadership is.
Come and share your piece about leadership, hon.
Me?
Yes, of course. Show it.
Come on.
You want me to share?
Yes. Time to show it. Come on.
I think the first thing that's about leadership is being able to respect each other's style and the differences. But as you said, I'm on the go. I have something on over there, so I have to go. But I was just going to say we all have our strengths and our weakness. And sometimes we need to bring in the feminine. Sometimes we need to bring the masculine. And if some people can bring the feminine, some others bring the masculine to balance the overall. And I feel like in leadership, yes, you ask questions and everything else, but then it depends on the context as well. It's okay for you to give your opinion if it's asked for, if you're answering a question. And you can do your way, like you have your way. Each one of us have our own unique way of being, and we all learning with each other. And as Helen said, if there's any feedback particular to a person or anything like this, you can always take one side. And this is the big, huge lesson on leadership, is being able to recognize when maybe certain conversations need to be one-to-one instead of being in the group, right? Because then you don't want to affect the whole energy of the group, or you don't want to feel like that group is not safe space anymore for that person, you know, when you get called out like this. So if you want to, I think this is extremely important, being a good leader as well. And, you know, and it's all about balance it off. And it's about, you know, being aligned, being listening, and being able to also take feedback on yourself, give feedback the right moment, the right way, you know, and construct everybody. And you build each other, and you build each other's confidence. And, you know, so this way the whole group can be elevated. That's my opinion. But I actually have something on over there. I have to run. Sorry. Love you guys.
Thank you, Tennessee.
Thank you. Well, I think I disagree with Tennessee. So let's explore that. I disagree with the judgment part. I think you go in judgment free as a leader. You just be curious and see what's happening, and don't go in with a judgment or with a, that's something else. That's not leadership to me.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what happened. I dropped in the call a little bit late, but I felt there was a miscongruence in the energy. I don't know what happened, but I think we're now at the right track again by the right question that Mo asked. And there are no wrong questions. There are no wrong situations. What I do like is that she said it must be safe. I feel safe to tell everything, to say everything. It's on my head, because I know if I say bullshit, my brothers will call me on my bullshit. And then I learn. I trust my brothers and sisters on this call. And
let's find a good way to do it. I do agree. Let's find a good way to do it, because we all have different level of sensibilities, and one way or another. And I'm very open to anyone calling me out or else. I'm not speaking for Tennessee, but there's a way to do it too. And we should all be aligned to that and tune in.
I am going to interrupt you now. I apologize, because this is really important.
Okay.
Energy is more louder than any words that have been said. When you passed and you shared, you didn't have Tennessee in the room listening, did you?
She's around, absolutely around, yeah.
Okay, so is she listening?
Yes.
Okay, so when she decided to share, was she present with every single buddy in the group?
You mean right now?
When she decided to share just recently?
She was here.
She was here? Was she present with us?
I've been here all along.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm asking the group now, do you guys feel that Tennessee was present with us?
I just give space to Helen to speak.
Hold on, I'm not asking Tennessee, I'm asking the group. Did the group feel like Tennessee was present with us? I got one no.
Is anybody answering?
I'm curious.
Somehow it doesn't feel
fully.
to call this kind of voting somehow. Like I feel we can do it.
communication is cutting. Can't hear much.
So I'm going to ask one more time. Did we feel presence of Tennessee when she decided to share what a leader is? Who felt presence? Because I didn't.
I think with best, like, I don't know what is best actually.
So we know that presence is being here now, is physiology, is our expression, not just seeing the camera off to the side. So is that it? Language is not what we say. It's our ability to really be there. Okay? This is the real language of energy, of being present, being willing to face the mirrors, and choose to speak with conviction and purpose. There is a level of dignity that this group provides to everywhere. And if we cannot choose to respect ourselves first, we don't need respect from anybody else. The first person that we need to all respect is ourselves. We don't need respect from anybody. Nobody needs respect from anybody if we choose to walk the line of recognizing that the mirrors that we hold up to ourselves are also respecting themselves. But we have to have the congruent enough conviction to sit in front and be present to listen and observe versus saying or regurgitating whatever we think is important because it's coming from a manipulated state. The true state of behavior comes from really being there.
That being said,
sorry?
Eric, I'm not cutting you, and I'm totally another stranger speaking into your already organized circle. That being said, it seems to me that you all guys are busy with some different things. So there's nobody, maybe except from yourself so far, that is sitting in front of the screen and composed and calm, and because people are busy with different things, but they still want to be part of this circle and this community. That's the new world we live in. You're cooking and you're part of this chat and discussion being there. So it's not merely in the presence and the fact that you're static, but I agree with you being totally tuned in to today, to the now, to the topic we are chatting about, right? So what was the main topic? Where do you want to take this meeting from today? Because again, being a stranger, I a little bit lost the track, and I'm really curious to know where we're going today.
We don't have agenda.
So this is really fascinating. So we just answered a question about what is leadership. And instead of attuning to what we're doing or paying attention to the answer, you're feeling lost. So I'm curious as to what is making you feel lost, or is it making you feel uncomfortable? Is there a difference there?
Uncomfortable, lost, a bit blurry, as in we started the call on a very excellent note. We were all giggling, laughing stuff, and then we get to the serious stuff. Okay, fine. Defining now the topic of leadership. I mean, maybe that's the way your meeting runs, and I'm sorry if I'm totally jumping in like the hair that fall on a soup, but I'm following you all, and I really do. And it's also a way for me to educate myself on the fly. So, no, I'm not uncomfortable. I'm actually, because I'm so comfortable that, I'm ignorant to what you've been up to, and even just to be able to tune in, and I'm having a chat with you all here while I have no clue about the whole thing. I'm not uncomfortable. Actually, I think uncomfortability, it's a good thing if we can challenge it in the right direction until we extract, what we should get out of it, which is the positive, which is the next step, right? Which is the corrective action, you know, to keep moving forward. Okay.
I love
So,
it. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
very good, Eric. If you're inviting me to the next call, I'll gladly do that. The reason why Tennessee was not sitting, we're about to go out. Not that your meeting is not important. The time has been running. If I start exposing about myself, we might as well cancel the night. So I have to apologize for myself and on her behalf. We're going out, and I suppose she wanted to say hi and wave at you, and she took the liberty to present me in, which I'm grateful. So if you have me for another call, I'd be glad to introduce myself, okay?
Good. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Okay, perfect. Listen, you all enjoy a nice evening. And I suppose in the essence of this group, whatever the chat we have just had and the way the energy have been, that tomorrow you will reset and we start from a new energy, isn't it?
It's already reset right now. There's
Excellent.
always a reset in the present moment. We don't need to wait till tomorrow. We do everything in the now.
Excellent. I
It's
love
the
it.
only way to it's the only way to operate. We don't need we just have congruent conversations. So there is no off, everything is attunement.
Fantastic. Brilliant. On that note, guys, lovely to talk to you all. See you anyway, and enjoy the evening. Okay.
All
You
the
You
best.
too,
too. Love
both of you.
love your accent. I love your accent.
You tell me more tomorrow.
Bye bye.
All right.
Enjoy your evening.
Thank you. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Eric, you
Yes.
you just pointed out a thing I was thinking about, but was forgetting to tell you about the leadership. You have to do that from a beautiful state. That's a very important thing to do it from that
I'm
kind of
always in a
state.
beautiful state, brother. I'm
I
always in
know,
a
but
beautiful state. The only thing is that we get to choose at which level of volume that beautiful state comes from, because there's a reason in which way we get to attune to make sure that things are being experienced from the mirror as well. So it's not always where the beautiful state needs to be smiling and expressive. Sometimes the beautiful state needs to be composed and really defined, because it creates a change in the mirror. It creates a responsibility in recognizing the importance of what we're actually communicating. The level of frame in which we choose to operate is super important to reflect back and make sure people step up to the outstanding standards. Because if we are here to provide a dignified experience of really creating outstanding standards, then we must choose to reflect back when the things are out of alignment from a space of power, not of, hey, this is okay, and smiling, because that's also not creating the standard of excellence.
I try to. I think I understand you, but saying I think it's the wrong answer because in your head we're dead. But I think I know what you're meaning. It is
Well,
when you need to be the mirror.
yeah, I mean, when somebody is attacking a person that is doing things, and from my perspective, it was attacking because it wasn't curious. Whenever we are charging at somebody and we're saying this needs to happen or this needs to happen without being curious about what's actually happening, then that doesn't, I immediately put up my say, hey, it's not even, I'm not even involved in that part, but it doesn't matter because that person means a lot to me. And so
Thank you,
if
Eric.
that person is Yeah, so if that person, and by the way, if Mo was doing the same thing to Tennessee, I would have reacted the same way, right? Because I love them both. But it doesn't
Yep.
matter. It matters in the way it matters in the way that the energy is being projected. So what happens here is that in this case, Mo is showing up, doing things, taking her time, doing her best. Where's the compassion? Where's the love? Where's the emphasis of being curious and supportive? It's not like, hey, this needs to happen. This needs to. We didn't talk to Brenda.
No,
Like
no.
none of that stuff is. That's not congruent to really coming together as a family, because I know that Mo is doing her best, and I love Mo, and I know the way that she's showing up. You know, I've been in those meetings, and I know the way that it could feel, because I'm feeling the way that that vibrational energy, that incongruent language is coming through. And by the way, this is something that more, when there's a lack of presence and we're not willing to actually sit there and communicate, that's not leadership. To me, that's feeling scared, not willing to face, choosing the easy way out. These are things that if we sit down and we're really going to be there with our community as leaders, and we're really going to be there to listen, or we have something to say, then we have to say it with that space of being there. Or else it means nothing. And I know you could have said it yourself, Mo, but I just had the need to express because it just felt like something I needed to do. And
Thank
this is the
you.
part
I
of my
mean,
authenticity. Yeah.
this was beautiful. I've learned so much just from listening to everyone's perspectives and feeling the dynamics of the energy in the group just change, you know. And I felt internally, you know, when you jumped in, I felt the internal sort of feeling in my belly of, oh, this doesn't feel right. So I leaned back. And the moment when I leaned back, you leaned forward, because I wasn't ready to lean forward at that moment. So I actually leaned into my feminine energy and you moved forward.
Right.
So the dynamic of the family just happened so beautifully. And I'm so grateful for that, because that's exactly what Mother Ayahuasca said to me. She said, your brothers are carrying you on their shoulders, and
Right.
this is a family. That just made so much of sense. I felt it.
And by the way, this is something that in the past, this type of behavior, right? Of, hey, this is what you need to do, coming in completely uninformed, not being curious, is the way that this is the old patriarchal masculinity. This is the old wounded toxicity that is not welcome, right? This is why I will challenge that till the day that I die. And by the way, I do that everywhere I go around the planet in major meetings. I challenge this type of behavior, because this is uninformed masculinity, uninformed. And so the choice is, remember what you said? You said, hey, I disagree, Ronald, because there's judgment here. So these are the moments where we get to choose and say, hey, in that moment, we need to refine and we have to stand up for the whether it's our own feminine or the feminine presence, in a place of, hey, where's the compassion here? Where's the service here? Where's the curiosity here? You know, because there's 3 or 4 other people that were in those meetings and are doing the best that they can, and there could have been a different dialogue right off the hop if that space of curiosity came in. But there's old projection and directness, so that needs to be matched and mirrored in a moment of saying, hey, this is not right. Again, this is from my perspective.
And the one question I was asking myself, you know, I was feeling into my body and just listening to all of you speaking, and The only question I ask myself is how can I treat the situation from a place of love? And that's where that question came from, is how can we be leaders by tapping into our masculine and feminine energy? And I was just all throughout the call, as I was listening to each one of you, I was sending you the energy of love, because that's just what I felt was needed in this space. So it was beautiful. And I love what Eric said about, everything happens right here in the open. There's no need to have any other side conversations. It's all right here, right now. Here, now. This is the moment. This is the moment right here.
Transparency.
Beautiful. Beautiful, powerful, deep. And Sagitas, I just want to say something super random to you. Like, you're on the call and you're not saying much, but I can like feel your energy. And I'm so curious what you're doing, like the whole call. So please, can I ask what you've been doing?
I've been listening and call and exercising, stretching my body and dancing.
We can't hear you,
I
bro.
love it. Yeah, it was like broken up.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was enjoying the presence, the call, and my body exercising, stretching, moving, dancing. Yeah. Being with
I love it.
being this and feeling the what's going on. Really, I enjoyed this call so much. It's such a good one. It's like it's fuck yeah, we're doing this.
I must have subconsciously felt you dancing, because I was like, he's doing something really cool, but we can't see it.
Yeah, I take
Oh,
this
that's so
time
cool.
to use with my body, like to
I
also
love it. I love
move.
it. I love it. You were physically processing all the energy of the call. Like, you were like letting it move through your body. Oh my God, I love it. This is so cool. We just be ourselves. I love it. So cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Authenticity is it's a real deal. It's because there is no masculine and feminine there. It meets in the one. There is no judgment, right? So it's like we don't even like we fly the way we are. We don't give a fuck about those labels. Is it masculine, or we just like, if it doesn't fucking feel right, we face it. Like we share it. I love that.
Yep. And there's nothing like we don't like suppress each other. So, because we think it's in a public forum or it's online or it's being recorded or any of that shit, those are all stories of the mind.
And hey,
Like,
and this happens, and I think it's nothing wrong about it. I mean, like, it's how we deal with it, how we meet it, and we have to choose compassion all the fucking time, and love, and stay, and move the body if it's needed, and dance and shoulders, like whatever is needed. Just like, hey, we are here, we are. Anyways, we are here.
So beautiful. You were holding the energy of the group through your movement. I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And Mart, I just want to acknowledge your clarity in communication. It was really beautiful to hear you share. I missed you, brother. I haven't seen you forever.
Thank you as well.
I didn't hear you, but it's okay.
No, he's broken up.
These calls for me, it's kind of like I see it as a black box. Like various different energies comes in, and like there's nobody knows what's gonna happen here. Where is the energy gonna go? So it's so cool to experience this natural flow of like moving from one to another. It's so beautiful.
Powerful energies, right? Powerful energy. Yeah, beautiful. Really beautiful.
Say again, Mo. I didn't hear you. I apologize.
I said powerful energies on the call, you know, going all the way across the spectrum. And I was really feeling it in my body and just feeling it in different places. And while I was feeling, I was asking myself, what is this telling me? What is this telling me? You know, what am I feeling? So I was doing this introspection while I was feeling and listening, and it was just so beautiful. And there was some darker energies, and then there was light, and then there was tension, and then I could feel it in my belly, and I could feel it in my chest, and it was really nice. It was really, really nice. Thank you so much. Very
It's
nice.
nice when you have clear mirrors.
Yeah, so nice. So nice. I'm gonna dance tonight too. How do I pronounce your name? Sigitas? Sigitas?
Chiquitas.
Sigitas. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna celebrate. I'm gonna celebrate my movement. Thank you
For
so
sure.
much. You started it, and I'm just gonna continue.
Is it time for a call? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I hope everybody has a beautiful day, night, evening, and I really am grateful for all of you. This was an amazing call. Thank you so much for being here, being present, and sharing all your insights. It's so valuable. I love you.
Love you
Love
all.
you
Thank
all.
you so much. Bye-bye.
Namaste.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.